Well, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today we shall be discussing Reasonable Doubt as we talk about season 2, episode 3, On the Run. Hence why Beyonce and Jay-Z are behind me. We'll get through all this. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. You can like on the video, comment on the video, share the video, click the notification bell so you get the other videos. What do you think of all the Jay-Z stuff? What do you think of all the Chanel stuff? I actually felt some Will Smith in here, a little Jada Pinkett, I feel like. But anyway, we're good with all that. Sit back, enjoy the intro, and then we'll start the show. Oh, wait. I got to do it now. Wait. This is going to be funny. Wait. You ready? I got to do it.
This is awesome. This is amazing. I love it.
It was psychological. It was emotional.
Extremely entertaining.
But as always, as we try to say here, as we said, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And as we talk about this video, please like on the video and comment on the video, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Yes, Chanel decided to go on the run with her new secret, but not really secret boo or whatever. And then she gets arrested. Somehow he doesn't. What? But we will again. We'll get to all this foolishness. Kim, where would you like to begin? You have a positive for this episode. I would be impressed. Do you have one?
Oh, let's see. The positive. Morris Chestnut is aging backwards. I love that. He's just a very handsome man. So I enjoy his presence. And let's see. Okay, so the person that plays Jax, very nice looking lady. I'm enjoying her wigs. Yeah. I don't know. I guess that's really about it. It's like parts of this show were kind of annoying for me. So yeah, I don't think I have any positives.
Okay. We will focus on Morris Chestnut bringing credibility and some new life to this show. I
could say that. I could say that. I totally agree with that. I think he's a breath of fresh air. Definitely not Michael Ealy last year, who looked like Skeletor for some reason. Absolutely too skinny. And then he was only on there for like 10 seconds, and then the character was so not his best role. Like he just did not. So but I would say that's a positive. Morris Chestnut all around positive for me. So okay.
She said Michael Ealy was so bad that Morris Chestnut looks like Emmy winner, actually.
Yes,
show. Emmy winner in this particular show. Jemani, my friend, do you have any positives? Whoa, he disappeared on me. Was that on purpose? He was like, David, don't do it. Don't do it. I think
I'm sorry. I have to pass.
Okay. Next time, be verbal because I know what the hell's going on with that one.
Yeah, I was what happened to your feed?
Yeah, me too. I was like, what happened? So Dominique, we're gonna get to that. So positives, I have to say, I liked the reveal. I like the reveal that everyone has a past. So Lucy, clearly, the reason why she's a single mother, which was established last episode, or last 2 episodes, can't remember which one, is because I guess her likely abusive baby daddy is the inmate in Nevada that she called upon when she was getting crazy calls, and she called to check on an inmate, and said inmate is still locked up. So she's like, that's okay, you don't have to. So I was like, I feel like we're gonna get the backstory, especially with this particular case that she too went through similar abuse, and that's how Shelly's gonna get off. Chanel's gonna get off of this thing. That's what I feel like is happening with that. We find out why Corey Cash is on this case in the first place is because he's trying to use this case to set precedent to get a previous client out of jail. Yeah. Yes, Jemani, this don't make no kind of damn sense. I've taken no legal classes, but I watched Law and Order a few times, and you need to stop all this shit. Like this goes to my question. Basic lawyering is, what is his track record? Like, I forgot to bring this up as a negative from last episode. Like, Googling his blackness is not important. Googling his record in domestic abuse cases is important. How many cases has he won? When did he lose? Why did he lose? These are the things we need to talk about. Instead of he went to Howard and his daddy went to Howard and his daddy founded Howard and he was enslaved because, Black Lives Matter or whatever the
He
fuck.
plays golf at Pebble Beach.
Like, what the fuck are we doing right now? He even said it in the Instagram. He was like, this case is very similar to another one of my previous clients who's currently in jail. Stop. Your previous client is in jail and we're listening to you? Like, let's talk about
I'm thinking, but what I was thinking is that he has a really good record and he has this one that he lost, and that's why it bothers him so much.
This is an assumption. None of this is discussed. I'm 10-1, right? Like, to your point, Kim, like, I'm walking in because I've done this before.
I'm going by what he said. It's my fault why you're here. Those are his words.
Mm-hmm.
So again, there's going to be some type of plot twist where, like, he messed up the case behind her back, or maybe he was the one to introduce this poor Isabella to her abusive man or some other stuff. So I'm sure we will flush this out. But, like, we see now why he's committed to Chanel. Like that makes sense, right? So we get that. So I'm like, okay. And again, everybody has backstories or secret, lives are going to come together. Speaking of coming together, obviously, Corey and Jax are going to be fucking. I'm assuming episode 5. I just feel like 5 is where the hug will lead into penetration. I could be wrong, but I'm not.
Do we need visuals, sir? Do we need? No, we don't need. No, we don't.
Okay, my fault.
Yeah.
Kim, what do you think about the idea of another sex scene with Corey Cash? Is this something you're looking forward to?
Oh, it's Corey. Now that first one, I was like, okay, this is absolutely unnecessary. Why are we being introduced to him this way? But okay. So I thought that was unnecessary. His looks and his charm is all I needed. I did not need to see him choking a woman during sex or before sex or whatever it was. But anywho, yeah. So we knew that eventually that him and Jax are gonna make a mistake, because it's gonna be a mistake, because she's gonna end up losing her husband for real this time. Which he's not, to me, the best husband anyway. So let him hit the bricks, but he's not my husband. So anyway, so yeah, so I really don't. Yeah.
I think they're going to be fine. I think Lewis is going to walk in on them, pull out his thing, whack off, and be like, "Hey, girl, let me get in on this." Like, based on previous history.
Yeah,
right?
okay. We know that he's a carnivore or whatever.
A voyeur.
A voyeur. So, but both of them.
That's it. We know
both of them. Both of them are like, "Hey, who are you sleeping with? Can I taste it?" So I feel like this is not a setback for them. But we got anyway. Let's get screwed. Hey guys, you're right. This episode was like Will Smith and Jada. Yeah, August, that was his name. Entanglement situation. So yeah. So Adrian, former Barry, Adrian is now on the run. Hence, Jay-Z and Beyonce over here. With Chanel, who thinks she's found true love with the younger man that was being mentored by her now murdered husband, and they got 30 million between them, and somehow she don't think these two are connected. Like, she's like, no, he just loves me for me. No, that's not this way. What's up, Jamani? I see you're perplexed. What's on your mind?
This whole they just.
Jamani.
So
organize, Jamani. Organize.
Why is he go from I am the protege of a football player to the born identity? I can help women, pack up and leave a bad situation without a trace. And
how do we get here?
How
do we get to?
Like he's like, we gotta switch cars right now. And he's like, I'm calling somebody else who can do. Like, when and where did he set all this? Where did he get the knowledge? Where did he set all this stuff up? There's just so many plot holes. I'm like, this show just does not make sense on a macro level because the whole investigator Danny, as I said before, this is not a real thing that law firms hire people to commit crimes of cyber crimes of hacking. He can hack into a bank can see security cameras, but he can't get a license plate.
Wait. He had to write down the license plate at the fucking cops, and he tried to sexually flirt with a man. I guess a straight man, because that's what we thought Corey would do. But so Giovanni, from a somewhat legal perspective, right? I'm confused on again how someone can skip bail, like go on the run, get arrested. Adrian is aiding and abetting this situation. How is he not arrested? How is he walking away from this? I don't understand. Like, you are clearly assisting with this, right?
No. This is a matter of the warrant wasn't put out yet. So she's not on the run until such time. So he wouldn't get hit with the aiding and abetting, so to say, whereas she would. But if they brought her back, that would I don't understand that. That just doesn't make any sense.
That's what I'm saying.
Because if they bring you back in jail, if they haven't issued a warrant, how can the cops then go to get you and bring you back and put you in jail? That means your bail has been revoked.
That's what I'm saying. If her bail was revoked to the point that she's now in jail, that means Adrian was committing a crime, which means he should be in jail. That's the only way this makes any kind of sense. That's it. So
you're getting the guy who's in the car who's like, yeah, I got him out or whatever. So I'm like, I guess they're trying to fill it in by, he pulled some strings to get him out.
It doesn't make sense. No, like he should have been. Also, did you notice he was on the bolo? Adrian's name was listed on the bolo as a suspect number 2. How did the cops know already? How did they know about their relationship? He's a suspect in what? Suspect in the murder? Suspect.
I guess because I don't know. Like maybe when the store clerk took the picture and
No. Before that, it was already on the paperwork. Like when Daniel showed up to talk to the cop that magically got written off the show, his name was already on there. And that doesn't make any damn sense. Like, I was like, what is happening? Oh, thank you, Dominique. I'm going to get through I want to jump to this one. I don't blame Sally's husband for getting pissed off at her for putting the house up for sale as collateral. She should have been dead.
No, not dead, but she should have been. Oh my God. He should have. Oh my God. Let me tell you, I was like, my mouth was open when his mouth was open. I was like, why would you do what your husband, you sat down as a married couple and made a decision that said we are not putting up our house for Chanel because Chanel is not a good friend. Since we saw her in the very beginning last season, Chanel's not a good friend. Chanel is moody. She has an attitude she does. She has an attitude all the time. She thinks she's the prettiest one in the room. She's one of them women, right?
Well, she's not just a friend. She's her cousin, but
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. They're friends. They're cousins. You can be friends with your cousin, but her husband said they made a decision as a unit. Yes. Do not put our house up for this woman. And what did she do? She went behind his back and did it. I would have been packing up my stuff. No, I'm sorry. I would have been packing up her stuff and been like, you need to
get up out of here
until I get it together, till I decide that I can forgive you for this. She could have been out.
So, all right. So the beginning is when they come in, why would if they're searching for Chanel, they're not going to bring in like as many people as they did to search for a human being. Like, how many people does it take to search a house for a human being? That's just unrealistic. That, like, this is not a Diddy house raid or something where there's, you know, we got to search your house and we have like 12 cops. It does not. You could do that with, you know, one patrol officer and his partner, but
how about you do it with the detectives that came to the hospital, which we haven't seen since that scene? Like, they should be the lead detectives on the case. They should have been the one who arrested Chanel in the first place, and we have not seen any that they got patrol people doing this.
So this case, all right. So you're not going to see the detectives, right? Detectives, so to say, solve crimes. This crime has been solved because she said, "I did it." So there's nothing to be solved.
Investigated.
Yeah. The district attorney's office has their own investigators who look into things for the case, not investigators to make an arrest, because an arrest has already been made. So you would be looking at the district attorney's office's investigators that would be looking.
Okay, so to your point, where's the DA's office and TMZ, who should be following Chanel everywhere she goes because she's a high-profile suspect in a high-profile murder case, and somehow she's running around with a bad wig on, and somehow no one can see her until her baby boo goes to a random ass fucking alcohol shop and it happens to get a photo of him who she happens to be in the photo. They're like, oh, there she is. Like, no one was looking for Chanel, but Daniel is the one who's like, hey, I think she's about to skip town, maybe go to Mexico. And then they're like, hey, Jackson's like, go ask the cops what they know. They don't know shit because we're the ones that told them she's about to run. So clearly they're not doing anything about this. They're not even tracking her in the least bit. Like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
like,
they're not. And I'm like, they wouldn't be looking for her, but they're like, oh, there's a preliminary hearing and she's going to miss it. And I was just like, yeah, that's just real coincidence that she's, you know, the preliminary hearing.
Coincidence is Daniel showing up to the precinct at the very moment that the random cop he just ran into is like, hey, I'm having to be typing up a paperwork on your person. I'm sorry, what did you say, sir? Oh, you mean this one on my screen right here? You can't see this. You can't see this. I was like, kiss my ass. Like, you're doing too much.
And I'm like, this must be some LA, California stuff. Because I'm like, what police precinct validates parking?
He was like, what would the fact that this man was like, what would Corey do? Let me flirt with this man, with Adrian and AKA Barry and Chanel's situation with the entanglement. Again, they showed us the photo of her abuse. And I'm like, okay, we're trying to establish now that this was systematic long-term abuse, right? That Shelly knew about, took the pictures and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm like, oh, Jamon,
we need to get to how they got to that point, because here's the key. I know where this is to. It's the safety deposit box, right? You know exactly where the bank is. It's not a matter of I'm on the safety deposit box, so I have a key of my own, right? It's I know what this is too, and they automatically skip over the scene where you see them in the bank, you know, talking or signing or what. They're just all of a sudden in the vault, and they should have made it a P.O. box. That would have been more realistic. We go to the post office and we just open a box. But
everybody has the safest safety deposit box that has,
and all you need is the key to get into it. You don't need to show any ID. I just need to have the key.
Jamani, again, you're talking about a show that don't look a lot of stuff about legal stuff. So I hear you though. I mean, it's like, what's up, Kim?
Is it Jax or is it Sally that has? Or maybe I'm mixing up my shows. Let me know. Doesn't one of them have power of attorney over Chanel's stuff?
No,
so her cousin was able to take care of the kids, right?
Of the kid, not all the stuff. What they found, to Jamani's
So the
point,
power of attorney can have more than just kids, because I
but it
used to
wasn't.
have a power of
But that's
attorney.
not the paperwork. She specifically said she recently signed paperwork so I could take care of the kid. Period. Like that was like that to explain why Sally is not. I mean, just why Chanel is not taking care of her own kid. Why she run around on like so. There, it wasn't power of attorney of all her stuff. It was child care. Because they're like, why would she leave the child with you? So it was very specific. In this case, but again, minor things of how they got to the safety deposit box. It was just silly. But I want to get back to the evidence because they tried to show none of this was addressed in season 1. None of it. This long-term abuse that Chanel that Chanel was going through was not really addressed in season 1. Now all of a sudden, like we get Sally has all these photos, and I knew about it. And at least 4 times in this episode, you hear Jax. There's no way you could have known this. There's no way. You saw this bitch every week. Every week y'all had dinner. Stop it.
No,
the bruises she
said
showed
it. She said it to her when she came over to her house, and she said, everything is always about you, Jax, and you don't know what I'm dealing with. And then she broke down and she told her last season. So I'm like, she knew.
But I'm saying even that, I'm saying the bruises, like the picture she took, it was like head to toe. Sally obviously saw it. She took the photos. You mean to tell me she's going out to eat like every week with y'all and none of it? Like if you said we thought it was going to get better, we ignored it. That's a whole different situation, and that's terrible. But to be like we didn't see anything, I'm like,
well, I think Sally knew about it, right? Because that's her best friend. So she saw it. She took the pictures of the bruises, and I think that because she was only seeing Jax like once a week. A lot of women, when they get beat up, they just put makeup on top of it. You don't know what's going on. You have no clue. I mean, it all depends on whether they want you to see it. Sally knew about it. Sally didn't say anything to Jax. So, I mean, and to be honest with you, last season, to me, Chanel and Jax had some issues with each other. Like they're acting like they're best.
They're not.
They're not. They had a lot of. Because Chanel was slick at the mouth. Like I couldn't have been her friend. Well, let me say this. She's one of those friends that you keep at a distance. We could be friends, but as soon as you say something slick out your mouth, I'm out. You know what I mean? And Jack knew that about her. Now all of a sudden she's my best friend, and and I'm like, okay.
This to Kim's point again. They totally changed this relationship as we talked about in our first review. Like Chanel was definitely the odd person out. Like even Sally, her cousin, even just treated her with distance. Now again, now all of a sudden she's my sister. We're singing rhymes together. I don't know what the fuck. Like we do. Who is that lady to Corey? So I think it's a long-term client. I'm sure we're gonna get more into that story. Isabella, who is Isabella to Corey? I don't think she's family per se, but I think is one of the clients that didn't go well. But you would think that would be a case that again Daniel and Jax would have looked into. And who is first chair on this case? Jax has spent every single episode running this investigation and running this case. But then she's like, "Oh yeah, you're the lawyer." When Corey's like, "Which one of us is lawyer?" You are. Why?
No. All right. Let me just take it back to power. Right when Proctor got disbarred or suspended, right? He showed up to the jail that Jamie or Ghost was at, and he picks up the phone. He says, "Yeah, I'm not your lawyer anymore," right? And they're talking in whatever code and stuff like that, and then he hangs up. Those calls are recorded because you're coming in as a visitor.
Yes.
When you're a lawyer, you go and you have the secret, the private room like they had in the first 2 episodes.
Yes.
Why the hell did whoever wrote or directed this particular episode just say, F all of that? We're just we want the optics of there being glass and you being on the phone, because it makes absolutely no sense. Morris Chestnut or
Corey Cash.
He's talking to his client on a recorded line, right? Yeah. And then you have Jax, who doesn't know if she's a lawyer or a friend or this, that, or the third, right? But she did go to law school, right?
Yes.
And the first question is, why did you run? Tell me on this recorded line why you committed a crime.
Hey, How about, hey, what happened to that? Where did that $30 million come from? Bitch, what you talking about? The money that you obviously were about to run away with. Where did that money come from? I think Jackson and Corey are going to hook up on episode 8. I think that's too far into it. Like, they need to get draws earlier so they can go through the whole will they, won't they thing. And then, like I said, Lewis is going to find out, and they got to work this thing through. So I feel like it's going to be earlier in the like 5 or 6, because obviously the hug meant something. So we got to see how that goes. I think Adrian took that 30 million without Chanel's knowledge. I disagree, because like they were like, we're doing this together. We are doing this together. So she is a part of it. And so it could have been his idea. But she definitely was a part of this process. Anyway, my point. So again, Chanel is a victim of domestic abuse. That's terrible. She killed her abuser. That's the story we're given with. Let's stick with that. I don't need to see her getting dick. This is confusing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, oh, what is happening? Again, your 2 kids are just not with you, but you like, I'm riding this dick out until I get to Mexico. I'm not feeling like the sympathy at this point. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm like, she seems selfish as fuck to me. Like, I'm like, so I'm
she just is guilty as fuck. Like,
also true.
Like,
I'm like, like you the prosecution can easily say you embezzled money from your rich husband, then you start fucking his mentee, then you killed your rich husband, then you left your 2 kids to run away with said younger man and $30 million. You're going to jail. Like that's it. Like the story, the narrative is already, you wrote the narrative in this episode.
If they're trying to get sympathy or empathy from a jury, and the jury knows all of that. See, I think some of this is going to be considered prejudicial. Is that what it's called, Jamani? Like, if it's too much, because she is literally acting like this is all about me. Yeah. This is all about me. Bitch, you have, excuse me, sorry. She has, I'm sorry, person. She has 2 children. 2 children that are affected by, I understand she trusts Sally and all that, and Sally's husband. I get that part, okay? But sweetheart, you're leaving to go to Mexico. You think Sally and her husband are going to Mexico, which bring the kids to you? No. Like, are you kidding me? No, they're not. You are on the run. That would endanger your children for them to now bring you your children in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? So to me, she is selfish. Now, I do feel sympathy and empathy for her being beat up. I do. That's a miserable life. It's a terrible life. But at the end of the day, you're running away and leaving your children. Oh, I don't have any sympathy or empathy for you. You didn't even think about them. You thought about Adrian's new penis, younger penis, and that's all she's thinking about. Oh, I'm gonna live my life on a beach, stroking this younger man, or this man stroking me, and that's gonna be all that is said. And every time she's like, I want my child, I love my child, I don't believe her. No. I don't. And the jury's not going to believe her either, because what she did was selfish. Yes. In both ways. Now, don't get me wrong. Children shouldn't be raised in a volatile house. That is true, right? But at the same time, you could have, and I understand it's hard to leave when you're in a domestic, right? But if you have the resources of Jack's and Jack's husband and your cousin and her husband, they could have come there, and cops, get you and the children out the house, show the bruise pictures, right? Press charges on him. And then guess what? That's how you get out of the situation. And the kids still have a father that they can go visit, right? Now you've taken the father away. You've taken the money away, right? So Sally and her husband now have to come up with the money for your kids. Like, she didn't even think about any of this.
To your point, Kim. Wait, Jamai, you asked Jamani a question, and he has a response.
So, please, as far as what you were saying about prejudicial,
is it prejudicial?
You have to weigh probative versus prejudicial, right? Now, they've made a point by saying self-defense, not battered women's syndrome, like I said last week. If you're saying self-defense, prior bad acts can't be brought in, because now you're isolating it to this situation. It's me or them in this situation. Okay. You can't demonize the victim's prior bad acts and say, oh, well, they did stuff 6 months, 12, 18 months ago, And now I fear for my life today. You know what I mean? You can't. It has to be immediate.
Yeah, that would be changing the theory.
So all of that stuff would be thrown out. You can't. It would be. You would be victim blaming at that point.
Well, then, but also, and then Kim. Well, Kim was like her current, but Chanel's current acts will be used against her. Like, there's no way the prosecution is not gonna use all this stuff. Like, oh wait, Kim, why do you think Lewis is not a good husband to Jax?
Because look, he knows the person he married. Okay, they know each other extremely well. That's part of their marriage, right? They have their ups and they have their downs. He knows that her being a lawyer, and now she's a partner, right? Isn't she a partner? Didn't she become a partner last season? Okay.
I think anyway, yeah.
I think it was like towards the end of the season, I believe she became partner.
She became partner,
right?
Yeah.
She knows that this job is demanding of her time, right? So every 10 seconds, he's like, well, the kid's this and the kid's that. Dude, you signed up for this. You knew this. You knew, especially when she became partner, that your life was going to change. She was going to have more responsibility, bigger cases, right? There was going to be more of her being at the office than her being home. This is what you signed up for. But no, I don't like whiny men, and he whines all the damn time. Stop whining. Either you want to be in it or you don't. I think it's wonderful that he comes and takes care of the kids. They're his kids. He should be doing that.
Right.
He's not babysitting like a lot of men say, I'm babysitting the kids. You can't babysit your own child. So that doesn't make sense to me. So him always constantly whining about something or the other is annoying. Either you step out of the marriage and take care of the kids the way you've been doing. She doesn't care whether you come in and out of the house, as long as you're taking care of the kids, right? Do it and then move on with your life and let Jax do what she got to do. Because to me, they're just a whiny couple. It's annoying.
I disagree. I'd rather him be whiny or disgruntled than him be extra supportive. Because like at points when he's on the show, like he's on the screen, I'm like, this is an after school special. Like do you have your anxiety medication? No? Okay, so let's do some box breathing. I'm like,
that's supportive though. That's
not I know, but I'm like, I'm like,
trying to calm her down.
Yeah, but I'm like, it just seemed very, I don't know, preachy. Yeah,
and forced.
Yeah, I was like, it seemed very choreographed, like what you would see in a scene from an after-school special. It was like, this season we're tackling panic attacks
or a soap opera, like this show is.
Well, no, see, I guess I'm sorry. Like, I would say I'll go with what Jemima, like unnecessary. Like anything with Chanel is the one who's an abused wife. Chanel is the one who killed her abuser to be safe. She's on the run. Let's talk about that. Let's look at Sally doing with her husband, who just found out you put our whole life at risk over this bitch who had $30 million. I do not in any way, shape, or form needs to see Jax having any more panic attacks. Like, you are not the one on trial. You're not. You shouldn't even be.
But they do have to show her doing that because she is still having issues with what happened to her last season.
And that's why she should not be in this show.
She shouldn't be. I know. Like, we all know that.
Sit your ass down. Sit your ass down. And I'm like,
she's the star of the show. So
but I'm saying, I'm tired. Like off camera, like you're not helping the storyline. It just gets repetitive and it's random when she has these attacks. It's random as fuck. And it's like we get it. You're stressed. Take the pills and shut up and move on. So we can get to Sally. In this episode, I wanted more Sally and husband because that's a serious situation that's new that can be developed. But Spencer and Naima, like these kids, both of them need to be slapped for different reasons. But Spencer is back, and I was hoping he wasn't going to be back, but he is a teenager, at least 13, probably 14, 15.
Yeah.
This little bitch is like, I have a headache. Where's the aspirin, Daddy? Did you walk in here? Yeah, on your own 2 feet, right? So you got earring, right? So find the fucking aspirin. I'm working to help put a roof over your head. He's like, where's the aspirin, Daddy? I'm like, are you 5? Like this? No, like
when he said it's not where Mom usually put it, and he's like, I don't know where it is. So
no, Go look for it. You're a problem solver. Like, you figured out I was sleeping with your mom this whole time. I don't need this shit right now. I'm working. But to your point, Kim, I'm tired of Lewis acting like he should get a badge every time he does any daddy shit.
That's what I'm saying.
This
Yes.
is another episode where she's like, wow, baby, I've been dealing with my friend trying to skip town and, take $30 million and probably going to jail for at least 10 to 15 years. How was your day? Wow, I had to be a parent, like, son needed some aspirin and daughter wanted to go out.
No, but you're saying Spencer should problem solve, but the daughter does it. And what do you get?
Jamani, to your say what you said off camera, because and then we can talk about it. Like,
exactly that. I'm like, the daughter problem solved the situation and she gets punished for it. So I'm like, how do you get mad at the son for being whiny and wanting help? But when the daughter does it, it doesn't make any sense. Like, who was writing this show?
Lewis did not get mad. I'm the one getting mad. Lewis was like, I'm sorry, son. Let me get done working, and I'll be sure to find this aspirin for you, grown-ass kid. And then to your point to the daughter, I actually said this to a coworker on Friday. My mom used to do the same thing. David, you could go to somewhere, but I'm not driving you. And I said, well, I got a friend driving. Now what you got? She didn't have an answer, right? Like, to your point, he didn't say she couldn't go. He said, I can't take you because I'm working.
Yep.
I found somebody else to take me, and all of a sudden she's getting punished. Lewis is a terrible parent. He actually had to be a parent, just like he was like, oh my God, I gotta go smoke weed. My daughter got a period. Woo! I had to be a parent today. I was like, what is happening? Also, he wants Jax at home.
Yes.
He does not want her working. He wants a housewife. He wants someone sitting at home, ready to suck his dick and smoke cigarettes and take care of them kids. That's what he wants. Any working at all is not what he's looking for, and that's what he's complaining about. Her working at all, leaving the house at all, he's like, you're not prioritizing us, and she's like asking for permission to work, and I'm like, no, buddy, Lewis ain't the man for you. Like,
everything you just said, David, I totally agree with, and that's the thing. You knew when you got with this woman who and what she was and what she was trying to accomplish. Now that she's accomplished it, you are like, oh my God, I didn't sign up for this.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Just like Jack said, I want to go to marriage counseling. It's too busy to go to marriage counseling because she's trying to deal with the case that she said is not her case. Right. The white lady, Lucy, new DA is all up to all this. So again, Lucy got her own things going on. I think we're gonna find out again that about her. That man is her ex-husband.
Yeah, Ben. And she's got a domestic. I agree with you with that. I think she has some type of domestic thing going on. But she's also trying to be like this tough, DA or whatever.
Yeah. And that's how, because Chanel killed JT. That is not in dispute. So how the hell is she not gonna go to jail for the rest of her life? I don't blame Sally's husband. Yeah, we already did that. We're getting mad. Adrian probably helped Chanel kill JT. I need more to this story, so. And I hope because all we saw was him on the ground bleeding to death, right?
So they're gonna make it Adrian did it, and she was, it was self-defense for Adrian, but she was just there.
I think because and we talked about this last season, like the whole like JT is dead, like not that she necessarily did it, but he's dead, right? So we're gonna find out. Yeah, I like the fact that Adrian
snuck up behind him, hit him, killed him, and now she's taking the blame.
And she's taking the blame because he's like, baby, I did this for you because you were abused and he was cheating on you, and I'm trying to be there and all this kind of silly shit. And then she's gonna find out it's all about the money that he owes.
He owes somebody. Who is that person?
We'll figure it. I mean, Nathaniel, I think is his actual name. I'm sure he's some kind of bookie or something. And we'll flush that out. But I feel like if Super Stupid was a person, it is Sally. So I wouldn't. Yeah. I would say committed to a fault. Like if you look at it from her perspective, she's like, my cousin was, again, the story they're telling us now. My cousin was being abused. I was the only one that she counted on. She needs me to help take care of her children while she's running away. We need Sally and Chanel to talk. We need Sally to be like, what the fuck? Like, you were about to leave me hanging, because that's exactly what she was going to do. We would have
Yeah.
lost my house, and you left, and you knew that. And by the way, $30 million.
I guarantee you, she's gonna say, "I was gonna wire you the money as soon as I got to Mexico."
And then she would have been like an accomplice, and she went to jail. Daniel is the Pinky of this show.
Pinky and the Brain.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what she's trying to say.
I think so. All right. I was like, Pinky, you gotta help me out. You gotta help me out. Daniel is the hook, and this is starting to get on my damn nerves. Like Daniel is definitely the hook, and as Jemani pointed out, like, this is not Scandal, and this doesn't make any sense. To Jemani's point, if this was an independent law firm that Jax was responsible for, this would make some sense. But when you're part of a corporation, and like as Jemani said, none of this would be happening, because those partners would be like, no, because we can be liable for all these crimes that Daniel's committing on a regular basis.
Not just liable for the crimes, we can lose our law licenses. And law licenses are worth millions of dollars all on it.
Do they know that she's? That's the thing. I feel like she's doing what Daniel's doing. They don't know that Daniel's doing.
But you're still putting your partners at risk.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And he's obviously using partner computers. It's not like he's at home, like usually, like what we watched that silly ass movie on BET with Robin Thicke's wife when she was a wannabe lawyer. And her
Sacrifice, or
I think it was Sacrifice. It's like, again, another Asian. This is very racist. Like black people, all age races really like to put the Asians into the tech field. Like they're always the hackers and that kind of stuff. But anyway, point is, like, that this would have been the person she called on the side so she's not putting her law license and the entire fucking firm at risk. Instead, he's in the office on company hours, and it's like, hold up, I just hacked into the local state government cameras. I'm like, someone's gonna check this stuff, and y'all going to jail. Sign the kids over to the lady that put her house and you flee with a broke dick. It makes no sense. You don't know how good that young dick was, though. I would submit. He probably to the point of who seduced who. He probably put it on her.
Was it necessary for us to have that motel room scene? Because
exactly, we didn't need it. No, we did not need it. I was like, no, I don't care anything about this. It just
confuses the narrative that I feel that we're trying to get out of for Chanel. Again, it's like, again, at this point, she just looks selfish. She finds, as Kim said, young penis, 30 million. Why are we still talking? Let's just run away and start a new life. And I may or may not send some money back to my cousin to make sure she can take care of my kids. Jax is going to have a turn on Chanel. Is going to have to turn on Chanel if this show has a pattern. I see you. I mean, so again, that would be Chanel. Well, again, she already knows Chanel actually did it. I think the twist, as we discussed, is gonna be the Adrian involvement. Or one of the kids. Again, I don't know where the kids are at. I think we talked about this too, because the fact that they were like, were the kids there during the abuse, right? I think one of us said it. It wasn't me. I think one of you two said it, to be like, it's gonna be like the daughters did it, maybe if they were even home, or Adrian did it. Like, I don't think Chanel actually did the killing, and that's gonna be the big twist. And then Jack's gonna have to try to work this thing out. And somehow Adrian did it. Once Chanel figures out it's all about the money, and that's why she killed him, he goes to jail, and then Chanel comes home scot-free. Season 3.
That's it.
Season 3.
And
because they have to account for that 2 hours. You know what I mean? It wasn't immediate. It was 2 hours before she called Jackson.
And that's why. Because Adrian's the one that did it. They had to come up with a story, and Adrian was like, "You did it because he abused you. Let's get this going." And it was him. It was him, and that's what they did in the 2 hours.
Yeah.
If this show has any kind of credibility, that's what's going to be the story. They're going to come back to those 2 hours.
It's Pinky from Power Book 2. Gotcha.
Oh, my fault. Who's also Asian.
It was also Asian.
So,
well, look, David, these are Asian actors. If they don't care, I don't care.
I'm just saying. I'm like, I was just joking.
And or like leading us in technology. So it's not that far from the truth. So,
but I mean, every stereotype is based on truth. But I mean,
exactly.
so I mean, Huck was different. I mean, he was Latino. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, definitely. Thank you for the clarification. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I
thank you.
don't like whiny men either or needy men. Damn, can we
Needy
be
girl. Oh
vulnerable?
my goodness,
Can we
can't
be
stand it.
vulnerable? Well,
Can't stand it.
Kim
Oh.
is hard. Kim is hard. Like no man
No,
can
I'm not
cry.
hard. It's the man be a man. Like, no, because don't get me wrong, David and Jamani, because you are men, right? What I'm saying is, it's okay for you to be sometimes vulnerable. It's okay to cry sometimes, right?
In limits, in
Yeah,
small
but
doses.
Jesus Christ, do we need you to always be weak? No. I don't like weak men. I didn't raise weak men. Both my sons are strong. But they have weaknesses because they're human, right?
All
That's fine. But it's not, no, I can't. Oh, I can't. Let me tell y'all, I cannot. I'll be like, go. Just
man,
go.
rough. So again, just for Lewis, I just think he's
No,
a
I'm right. For
hypocrite.
Lewis, if he's in that cockhold voyeuristic position, you already know he's not the alpha male, so to say. So you need to take that at face value.
So I feel so to every point being made here, I think both of them do the voyeur thing.
Yes.
I do believe Jax is more the alpha, which is probably another reason why Lewis is acting the way he is, because he's like it takes away from his manhood in this situation. One, he's not the sole provider for this family, you know what I'm saying? And like, so he does feel some kind of way about that. And if Jax magically stopped working, then his gaming, would be what brings the bread home, and then he would have more say in the house. You know what I'm saying? And all that does kind of go into play. Though their whole speech, which didn't make a lot of sense, like, we need to work this. If I'm going back to work, we need to be honest. We need to work this out. Like, it's not honesty, buddy. Like, that's not the problem. Like, the problem is you don't want her working. Like, as soon as she goes back to work and Lewis has to do anything that slightly resembles parenting, he's gonna be right back where we started. Of you're not prioritizing this family. So I know it's not like they've been lying to each other per se. I thought this is where he was gonna say, okay, the woman I had sex with was like our son's like friend's mom, because she was
Eventually it's gonna come out. We know this, right? Eventually who he slept was gonna come out. But look, it doesn't really matter, because she slept with other people too.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
so
I got a gnat
I
in
don't
my
know
house
why
that's driving me bananas. Okay.
You are fighting it hard.
Yes.
What's up, Jamani? I'm sorry, what's up?
I was saying that the girl that he slept with should have been the mother that came and picked up the daughter.
Yes.
Yeah, it could have been
good.
good.
That would have been good. Also, when Corey Cash, when Morris Chestnut said, "Hey, I want to do a live stream or whatever for Chanel," right? And he's like, I thought he's the one that said, "I have someone." He said something like, "There's a woman I know who does this for a living, or a woman that can help me with this."
Yeah, she's the influencer or whatever with that. Yeah.
I thought that was going to be the woman he had bent over. And so that was going to come back to be something. Like, it was going to, like, oh, like, she matters. Like, that's her. And he was going to be like, "Hey, I need you for this and this and this." And then he said, "Hey, Jax." So she knows the name Jax. And it's like, oh, that's that bitch. And I thought that was going to go somewhere.
Woman worked in his office.
Yeah. And I think
on the way that she was looking at him and pulling up her stuff. And it didn't seem like she had her purse with her. It seemed like she works in the office somewhere. Yeah.
And I think that was to show that he mixes business with pleasure.
Exactly.
And that he
so
will.
When he gets some of Jackson's pleasure, he's gonna be like, "This ain't the first time. This ain't the first time." And even the hug was forced. Like, it was just like, I just need someone.
It just seemed like she was like, "Oh," and I was like, "What?"
It wasn't even friendly. Like, you on Corey's side, you could clearly see Penis was like, "Yes, this is where I need to be."
But he was also a little bit like, "What?" Like, his face was like, and then he was like, "Okay."
But then he leaned into it. Like, the crotch helped. He was like, wait, I feel something. And I'm like, this is unnecessary. Like, we're doing too much. Like too soon. It's only episode 3. We gotta. That's how you know he's not gonna last to season 3. If for some reason they renew this show for another season. Like,
Morris Chestnut probably has a clause in the contract like, you must kill me off. I'm not I'm not coming back to do this silly shit.
No, I mean, so
I think he's gonna. I think it's gonna something with the other case
yeah,
that they showed us. It's gonna be something with that, and he's gonna end up losing everything. I think it's something he did wrong on that case. It made her go to jail, but she knows something that he did. I think he did something illegal to try to help her, but he still ended up losing the case. That's what I think. I don't know.
see, I thought so. I think once Chanel is vindicated because Adrian's the one going to go to jail for this. I think
Yeah,
somehow he
for sure.
does get old lady out, and then he can move on. Like he's like, I'm not
Yeah.
trying to stay here because he effectively has taken over Jax's law office. Like he took her team. All the partners love him. It happened very quickly. But again, in this episode, I was almost felt like again he's second.
What? Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Giovanni?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I think David lost connection.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I feel like that's what I feel like with Morris Chestnut, Corey. I think he did something that was not
At
ethical or
least
whatever when it
Adrian,
comes to that
aka
woman's
Barry,
case.
has a job from being. Being a G on this show.
Okay, let me tell David that he's losing connection.
Okay. I'm having trouble connecting. It says my internet is bad. I was like,
Yeah,
uh-oh.
it's like your internet keeps going in and out, David. Can you hear me?
Oh, it is me.
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, okay, let's wrap this up before this thing gets too bad. All right. We will.
I think we lost him again.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think, Jamani? What do you think it's going to be? What do you think is going to happen with Corey?
It's way too early to. I'm like, it's just too unbelievable. Like I'm gonna try to get you clemency. Clemency comes from a governor,
right?
You've not seen the governor one time. How is he gonna lobby the governor based on a case that he hasn't even won yet? Like, you have to introduce the governor for you to actually be trying to convince or persuade him of something. So,
but this is the thing. But it did make sense to me for the clemency because he lost that case, right? So basically, what the clemency is like, they'll say, okay, so she did do this, she was convicted of it, but I'm going to grant her clemency for, which is basically forgiveness, right? And she'll get out of jail. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but that doesn't just happen over winning.
No, it happens. It can take years to do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't get that part. So,
and I'm like, this whole district attorney thing, like we haven't seen the actual district attorney yet, and they're acting like this ADA is the district attorney. Because I'm like, in all actuality, if I'm not getting any headway with you, I would go to your boss because they're the ones who make the decisions. There's no ADA in the world that can say, yeah, I'm not going to serve a warrant for arrest and all the stuff with the cops and everything. That is the district attorney themselves, not an ADA who's assigned to the case. So
I thought that was weird because at first, to be honest with you, when they were having like this conference call and the cop was there and the ADA, whatever she is, was there, I was like, are they actually talking to each other? Like for a second, right? Are they really talking to Jackson, to Corey? Because I was like, this conversation doesn't even sound right. So,
and I'm like, was this product placement? Because they were, Siri, call Corey. Siri, call. I was like,
it could be. It could be because I mean, they always have some type of. It's either Dell or it's like a Via phones or it's always something, right? So probably, yeah, Siri, yeah. So I don't know. I feel like Jackson's definitely gonna sleep with Corey, but then she's gonna regret sleeping with him, as she always does. Regret sleeping with other people because her heart is with Lewis. But I don't know. I don't know. I think
You're in
Sally and her husband
California.
are gonna break up
You're in
too.
California. How far away from the border do they live that it took multiple days to stay in a motel before they got to the border?
Well,
And
weren't they waiting for the passports, right? They waiting for the
yeah, they
ID
were,
and the
and then yeah,
passport.
and they never actually tied Dallas to them. Like Dallas got arrested separate, and he was the one supposed to get the paperwork.
Yep, he
So
was supposed to get the
technically, they
paperwork.
don't know anything about that. Like, like he just got taken off the board,
Yeah.
because he was driving while high or attempting to.
But
So
I'm like, you don't run until you have stuff in place. Who runs while things are in progress? It
well,
doesn't.
again, they just figured this out, buddy. I mean, she called Adrian. She talked to Adrian last week. It was like, hey, so I guess we're ready now. Like, you're right. This stuff should have been done, but Dallas does not seem like the type of guy who is reliable in any way, shape, or form. So I don't know why you would trust this dude to be like, hey, I need good fake papers to get us across the border, buddy. And that wig was too much. And then I was like, it was a lot of things going on. So I don't
Who's
know.
big?
But like
Who's
they
big?
Chanel's wig. Well, she was like, do I
Yeah,
look
she
like
looked
yeah,
like
yeah.
she was about to set it off.
right? I was like, what is going on? I mean, so it was a lot. It was a lot. But anyway, let's wrap this up because Kim and I got to get to the family business. Giovanni, anything remaining, sir?
No, just stop, please.
Thank you, Giovanni.
I made the emoji in our group chat, the shit emoji, because this is a shit show.
Thank
Oh,
you.
damn. Okay.
Damn. I was like, I hear you, bro. All right. Boop. Kim, anything else for the crew?
No, I already said my prediction, so I don't know. It to me, it doesn't. The show to me is not shit. I don't feel that way. But I do feel like it reaches right. But even with Scandal, there was a lot of reaches. I mean, How to Get Away with Murder. I mean, reach. I mean, ridiculous to ridiculous, right? So I'm like, it's not unlike these type of shows to really reach. So I'm enjoying it for the entertainment value that it is. Because I think the acting is really done well. Everybody is acting is done very well. Morris Chestnut, like I said, he is one of our Black actors that I enjoy in everything that he does. Period. Not just because he is so good looking, but because he's a talented actor and he deserves, really, in my opinion, he needs his own show. I feel like someone needs to give him another shot at having his own show because he, to me, can carry a show. But okay, let's get into what we're really gonna, what you really want me to do. So thank you, chat. We love you so much. Thank you for joining the conversation. We are trying to reach 500 views per video. So if you share the video, we may be able to accomplish that goal. We also are trying to reach 2,500 subscribers by December 15th. So if the more that you share, the easier it'll be for us to reach 2,500. And we need you to hit the notification bell so that you know when the next video is coming. And we should be back in about 5 minutes with a family business finale. So we'll see you then. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thanks, Kim. She already said it. I'm sorry about my internet issues. I don't know what's happening over here. But the crew kept on going, and I appreciate that. So hey guys, you can head out to the next video because we got to get there. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you, and we might do Deliverance. I'll talk to the team and see what they think. I'm watching it right now. It's engaging. It's engaging. Better than some of the other things I've seen. So maybe we'll do it tomorrow, maybe Monday. I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, guys, see you next week. We'll continue with Reasonable Doubt. I pray this is the last season. Go watch Street Legal. Listen, go on Tubi and watch Street Legal. Far better show. Like, it's a far better show. From a legal perspective, from definitely from a writing perspective. I know that sounds crazy. Watch that show, not this show. Has less niggas, better soundtrack, with less niggas. It's weird, and it's on Tubi. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, still good. I felt anyway. Till next time.
I will say thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I see people watching, people in the chat.
I enjoy The View very much. I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Rewatch this. Rewatch this when we're done. Rewatch this. You'll see what we're talking about. You'll be like, oh shit,
Hilarious, absolutely hilarious.
you want to go there?
Stacey, do your thing.
Fuck that shit.
But anyway, please like and share and comment on the video and all that kinds of stuff. As they say, we're just going to end this broadcast and say bye.